We are really going to take our time today to master undulations. Instead of having a dance along where we just quickly go through technique, this is really going to slow it down. By the end of this video, you will have mastered the move and be able to do it really well and feel really good doing it. Let's start with the basics. We want to have good posture for this move. Feet hip width apart, pelvis tucked in, chest up. We're bringing our chest forward, so releasing through your chest. Let's just loosen up through the chest a little bit first. So you can feel like something's pulling from here or pushing from here. If you're finding this one really difficult, do a nice little release through your chest first. You can open up through your arms. You can reach forward, really rounding your back. Especially if you're sitting at a desk a lot, this can be really difficult. Also, if you've got quite a big chest, it can be quite hard too. A lifetime of people telling you not to show off your chest can really impact our brain and how we move. Same with our belly, a lifetime of people telling us to hold our belly in. Nice and relaxed, just release, a little stretch. And then come back into it, bring that chest forward and back, forward and back. So remember, as you come forward, we're not coming up, we're coming straight forward. So you can imagine this is my little cord tied to my bra, coming forward and back, forward and back. And as you come back, you're just coming back to neutral. You're not sinking all the way back. It's just a little forward and neutral, forward and neutral. Now, as you do this one, just really check in the mirror if you can. Make sure you're not overemphasizing with your shoulders or overemphasizing with your neck. This is also really common. Just your chest forward and back. So we're breaking down the different components of our undulation now. You wouldn't really do this move by itself in belly dance, but it's a really nice way to get into the start of our undulations. So just keep going until it feels a bit more natural. You're trying to keep the rest of your body still as you bring the chest forward. Just notice as well if any parts feel a little stiff, a little tight. You can just really loosen up and shake it out. Nice work. Okay, next part, we're coming into our belly. So remember, for your belly, again, you're starting feet hip width apart, pelvis tucked in, chest up. We bring our weight forward to the front of our feet and then push our belly muscles out. So weight to the front of our feet, pushing out. I often see people with this one really arching their back to get their belly forward. Please don't do this. It's a lot of pressure on your back. You don't want to hurt your spine. Instead, weight forward into your feet and really push your belly out. Let me know in the comments, do you find it hard to push your belly out after a lifetime of people telling you to hold your belly in? I know it can be difficult to start showing off things that we're told not to. Chest, belly, that's it. Another way to think of this one is like you're taking a big breath, like in yoga, how you breathe all the way into your belly and release. This time we're using our muscles to push out. So a little rock forward in the feet, a little push out with those muscles. You can see I'm holding onto the part I'm moving. Whenever you're learning any new move, you might find that this is a good way to help you. Releasing through, make sure you're not arching your back, just nice and gentle, using your muscles to push instead, rather than leaning through your spine. Good, and shake it up. Okay, next part in our undulation is our hips. So for our hips, again, we're starting with good posture, feet hip width apart, pelvis tucked in, chest up. And this time we're bending our knees, so we're using our knees in this one. We're squeezing through our glutes, squeezing through our lower abs as we tilt our pelvis in. So I know some people, I think of this as tilting pelvis forward. Some people think of this as back because you kind of bring the tailbone under. So whichever way is best for you to think about it, but it comes this way. So if you're confused by what I'm saying, just watch my hips. And as I do it, I'm really squeezing through my belly, squeezing through here as well. Here and here. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Again, with this one, you don't want everything to come forward. It's not like this. It's just squeeze and release. Squeeze, If you're really tight through this one, you can do a little shake out through here, release through your back. You can do a nice big stretch up, releasing through, and then squeeze, release. Again, you can hold on to the parts you're working to feel it working. Good. Nice job. Okay, now that we know each part that is involved in our undulation, we're going to bring it all together. The best way to do this is against a wall. So if you come all the way into a wall, you're standing your feet against the wall, so you're nice and close. You're touching your chest to the wall, belly to the wall, hips to the wall, and release. Chest, belly, hips, release. As one part touches, the other one comes off. So it's not all three parts on the wall at the same time. It's just your chest to the wall, just your belly to the wall, just your hips to the wall, and then release. Once you feel like you have this, you can then smooth it out. So take your time to master this against the wall. I know it might feel a little bit funny doing it against the wall, but if you can do it by yourself until you feel confidence with it, it is a really useful way to practice your undulations. Once you have this, the next best way to practice is facing a mirror. So looking towards the mirror on the side, you're coming into your undulations, chest, belly, hips, and making sure you're still hitting each point. At this point, it's very common for people to just do their chest and belly, just do their belly and hips, or just do their chest and hips with no belly. You want to get all three nice and strong. Chest, belly, hips, release. Chest, belly, hips, release. So now that you have your undulation nice and smooth and are able to do it without the wall and to the mirror, you can start just practicing your undulation by itself. A few things to be very conscious of when you're doing your undulations. Firstly, as I said, you want to make sure you're using each part. It's very, very common to forget a part. I know when I get a little bit tired, my hips stop moving and I just focus on the upper two. Other people find it hard to move their chest or use their shoulders or use their neck instead. Please don't do this. It doesn't feel good, but also it's just not nice for you. Or you might find that you're bringing all three forward and back and just coming into a wave like this rather than a nice long wave through. So start to feel the wave through the body. And then once you've got this, start to think about the massage through the belly. So as you pull back in, using those ab muscles, so it's like a little roll through the belly. Work, shimmy, shaker. Now to really master our undulations, we have to be able to do them slow as well as fast. Both are challenging in different ways. So to go slow, really breathe through it. I find when I'm doing this one, if I use my inhales and exhales, it helps me stay relaxed, even though we're working really hard. See how slow you can go while still keeping it smooth. You don't want your audience to know where one part stops, where one part starts. If you are doing it really slow and you find there's certain parts where you can't help but jolt or stop, it might be that you're really tight in this spot. So remember, if you're really tight through your chest, you can do these little stretches, they'll definitely help. If you're really tight through your hips, you can just do a little lean forward or back. You can also come into a hip flexor stretch, bending both knees, tucking that pelvis and then pushing forward, feeling it release through here. Make sure you do both sides. You might find one side's tight and the other's not. Always really nice to learn these things about our body. If you're feeling that you can't help but bring your shoulders up, try and release through that neck to help keep those shoulders down, especially if you work at a desk a lot or at a computer a lot. This one can be really tricky for you, but it's also very good for you to release. You'll feel so much better. And then once you're feeling nice and relaxed doing those undulations, you can count your breaths through nice and slow. So breathing in and out, and in and out, and in and out, in and out. Really using it as a nice relaxing massage. Okay, the challenge as well is to go fast. So when you're going fast, the move might become a little bit smaller. This is a really nice one to do with the melody of the music, where the move becomes smaller but is still going nice and quick. The challenge with this one is again to stay nice and relaxed even though we're working really hard, especially through our core. So there you go, Shimmy Shaker. That is our in-depth undulations tutorial. I hope it helped you with your undulations. If you'd like me to do any videos similar to this but on other moves, please request a move below. And if you want to do a little workout dance along of your undulations, please check out this video right here. We do some undulation variations, so now that you know how to do them, you can have a really good practice. Thanks so much for dancing with me, and I'll see you soon.